Well, hey everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Bobbie and this is Bobbie Reads Tarot. And Merry Christmas Eve if you celebrate. Happy holidays if you don't. I thought I would jump on here and do a reading for you guys. We're going to look at the week coming up ahead and just get a feel for what we can expect. I am currently working on a grand tableau for you guys for 2025, but it is quite the undertaking. So you're going to have to give me a few more days at least to get that put together because, ooh, that's a lot. That's a big reading. Okay. I want to start with these. So as always, these readings are for entertainment purposes only. Please form your own opinions, do your own research, make sure that you are looking at non-biased sources and multiple sources. And we're just going to do, what I want to do is I want to do one of these Queen of the Moon oracles and one tarot for each of the next 7 days. So it's going to be the 25th, Christmas tomorrow, all the way through to the 31st, New Year's Eve, okay? So we're just going to see, I'm going to pull all the cards first and then we're going to do the reading. Let's see here. I'll shuffle these up a little bit more. Okay. So we're going to have the 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st. Okay, now let's pull some tarot, shall we? I absolutely love this card, this sovereignty card. This is the Queen of the Moon. This is divine feminine. This is the energy of Isis. This talks about the divine number 3. It also has, it's the number 41. 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 is change. So change is, we're starting to see change. Feminine change. Like a feminine inspired change. Let's see here. Actually, we're going to do it this way. This deck's too big for my little hands. All right, Spirit, what do you have for us for this coming week? If you're ever curious to know what cards I'm using, if you go to the description box down below, there is a link to my website. And on my website, there is a link where you can find all of the decks I use. There's pictures of them so you can identify them. And then there's links to either where you can purchase them on Amazon or if it's like a specific artist, I link the artist website. Someone asked me why I use Amazon. Listen, I know it's controversial, but my audience is worldwide and Amazon is the one place where everything can be found. So if you don't like Amazon or you don't want to support Amazon, that's completely fine. You can still go to my website, see the name of the deck, and then you can find it where you want to shop, okay? Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right in. So for the 25th, Christmas Day, I think that it's going to be all about, obviously, family. It's going to be a day of celebration. This is like very obvious, right? But because it's a day that's typically, even though it's a pagan holiday, it's typically based celebrated as a Christian holiday. It has a lot of ceremony around it. So I think that there's going to be, it's going to talk about there's going to be a lot of ceremony. There's going to be a lot of family times, families being spent together, traditions, kind of honoring honoring the traditions of the past. This Eight of Pentacles reversed energy. So the Eight of Pentacles reversed can talk about feeling a little bit trapped. I feel like some of you might be feeling this energy of wanting to leave the family gathering. Okay. And it could be because the climate of what's going on politically, there's a lot of division amongst families. So just know that you could be feeling this tomorrow. This way you can prepare for it, right? Because we want to keep it in perspective. I know I have a really hard time going to like gatherings where there's a lot of people because it drains my emotional battery way too fast. I'm an empath and I get sucked dry and then I'm exhausted. So I hate things like that. However, it's important to remember that, it's not all about us, right? It's about everybody. And so there's times when we need to give a little more. Am I making sense? I don't feel like I'm being really clear. Like, it's always important to have boundaries with people and things like that. Like, I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is tomorrow is a day where if you can like stomach being around a little longer, people are going to appreciate that. It's like giving something to someone else, doing something for someone else. So even though it's maybe something you don't want to do, it's like you're giving a gift of yourself to someone else. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like you're giving them a gift of what they want. So just try to keep that in perspective. Like if you start to feel yourself getting anxious or being short with people tomorrow, remember you are a gift to them. And then, they want you there. They want to spend time with you. And then allow that to kind of inform your energy and your mood, okay? Because you can feel this coming and then you can stop it and be like, oh, no, 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 no. I don't want to fall into that trap. All right. Now we're moving into the 26th. The 26th is going to heat up. All right, you guys, we've got some interesting things going on. So we have this extremes. And we have the Nine of Pentacles reversed. The Nine of Pentacles talks about ego, depression, longing, being dissatisfied. So we're going to see something on the 26th. It might be a tougher day. We might see egos. We might see world leaders inflaming situations. We might see escalations in situations on the 26th. And this can be both personally and also out in the world. Okay. So just be aware of that. All of these things, all of these energies apply not only to what's going on around us, but also within us, because what we create inside, what we think about, what we feel is what we experience around us. So our outside is a direct representation and reflection of our inside. Okay. So all of these messages are going to apply both personally and then globally. Okay. So just on the 26th, no, that could be a really rough day. Just be prepared for it. This is just, it's going to be a tough one, you guys. It could be, bosses at work having a lot of ego and putting a lot of pressure on you. But again, I feel like world leaders, we're going to see an escalation in rhetoric or perhaps even violence on the 26th. Okay, on the 27th, we have resilience and we have the Eight of Swords reversed. Okay, so resilience could be referring to if there is an event that takes place on the 26th, this could be the resilience of those affected by it. The Eight of Swords reversed talks about feeling trapped, feeling restricted. So we could see, people being trapped or restricted. This could be if there's some kind of a strike, people being trapped within it. But there's going to be a sense of bouncing back, a sense of resilience on the 27th, okay? People might still be feeling like they're restricted, like they're trapped. People might not be able to freely move about. That sounds really weird, but this is all about bouncing back from challenges and from adversities. So there's going to be something, things that happen both emotionally or not emotionally, but personally and then globally that have to do with that. 27th is all about all about finding that resilience, even when you feel like you are restricted. Okay, so there could be some kind of restrictions, or you're unable to do what you want to do or what you need to do. But even in that feeling of having your hands tied, there's this sense of resilience of, I'm going to get through this. I'm going to work through this, and I'm going to be fine. So we're going to see that energy big time on the 27th, okay? So, but it's going to come again with this feeling of having your hands tied. It's going to be really interesting. Like an example of this would be like 9/11, okay? After the buildings fell, there were people that were like quite literally trapped inside, and they could not get out, but they still had resilience to fight, you know. And then there was the people on the outside that couldn't get to the people that they needed to get to that were trapped, but they still had this resilience. They still continued to do what they had to do, even in the times when they felt confined and restricted. Okay, I know that's a very grim description, but it's a very literal description, and I think it paints the picture of what I'm trying to convey here. Okay, Knight of Pentacles. This is my trump card. Because the Knight of Pentacles, he can be like egotistical and kind of a jerk. And in my Pulp Tarot deck, the Knight of Pentacles card actually like looks like Trump. It has this Trump feeling. So we have realization, and then we have this Knight of Pentacles. Something is going to be revealed on the 28th. There's going to be some kind of a realization that something that he said wasn't true. Someone that he picked for a cabinet pick, something is, you know, revealed about them, and, you know, there's a realization. This could be a realization, you know, that he's involved in something nefarious. It's some kind of a realization. I don't know what that realization is going to be, but on the 28th, there is going to be some kind of news that brings forth new information regarding Trump. Okay, so we're going to see this on the 25, 26, 27, on the 28th. On the 28th, we are going to have a realization. Now, on the 29th, I would strongly encourage you all to just kind of go within, okay? The 29th is about balance, and it's this Hermit energy. And what's interesting is the Hermit card is the 9, balance is 19, and the date is the 29th. 9, 19, 29. Okay, so we're seeing these synchronicities lining up. It is time on the 29th to go within, to focus on solitude, inner wisdom, and look for balance in your life. Because you may feel that things are not very balanced. Excuse the sound in the background, you guys. My dogs are eating breakfast and they're being very loud about it. Look for balance. Now, this might be a day of respite where there is more balance around you, more balance in the universe, more balance both within and without. But it's still important to spend this time when it's quiet and when you're finding that balance, to go within, find that solitude, find the inner wisdom. If there's things that you're looking for, if there's answers, if you're trying to make a decision, this is going to be a good day to go within and spend time contemplating so that you can make that decision, okay? So this is going to be a really good day for introspection, for finding balance, just kind of balancing out your life. Then we're going to have the 30th. The 30th, we have release, and we have the 10 of Cups reversed. Okay, so the 10 of Cups reversed is something to do with families, destruction of families. Okay, so that can look like, again, you know, because tarot is so, it's so, what's the word? It's so symbolic. So I've had people ask me in the past, like, I'll do a reading and they'll say, well, why can't you be more specific? Or someone in one comment said, I need to know when. And then they said, I don't remember what they asked, but they needed to know when this thing was going to happen. And this is the thing. It doesn't work like that. Like when I look at these cards, I'm not getting like a specific, you know, this event is going to happen. I just get broad energies. And then we have to kind of figure out where it fits, how it works into it. Okay. So I try to give you different examples, but it doesn't mean it's going to be exactly that. It just means it's going to be like that type of an energy. I'm giving you that kind of an idea, and then we have to see how it plays itself out. So, with that in mind, when we look at the 10 of Cups, the 10 of Cups is really like the breaking down of families. It's family disunion. It's families being ripped apart. Now, what does that mean? Well, it can mean a lot of different things. It can mean families fighting and being pulled apart. It can be tragedies that happen in families that pull families apart. It can be an actual physical pulling families apart. So there could be something where people are separated or where people are, their lives are taken. It can look like a lot of different things, but on the 30th, we are going to see something that impacts many families. Okay, not just one or two. This is going to be many families. But we have this release as well. And I feel like things are starting to move, things are starting to happen. The energy is really starting to pick up. And I'm almost wondering if we're not going to see an earthquake or like a volcano eruption, some kind of a release from the earth. So a release of pressure. So that could be, it could be an earthquake, it could be a volcano. I've been predicting, you guys, lava eruptions. I've been predicting lava, just seeing lava since I think about September or October. What I keep getting now, I don't think this is necessarily going to happen on this day, but I'm just warning you guys. I am really feeling like we are going to see lava starting to come up from the ground in Montana around the geysers, around like Glacier or Yellowstone, that area. I think I've been seeing lava. I'm not seeing like an explosion of like a super volcano, but I'm seeing very much lava coming out of that space. So and it just popped up again. So I just felt like you need to know. All right, there you go. So we are going to see some kind of a release. This can be a release for us personally as well. So you might find on the 30th that you're able to let certain things go, to feel certain types of releases, okay? But just know that it's going to be rough energy for families. So have grace for your family, have patience for your family, give them a little extra love, a little extra TLC, check in with them, all right? And then on the 31st, the last day of 2024, we have wisdom and we have the 9 of Swords reversed. This is extreme anxiety. This is retaliation. I think there's going to be some rough things that happen in the world on the 31st, but I think it's going to come with this wisdom. It's going to bring with it information we did not know before. Okay? It's part of this process of the veil being kind of slowly pulled away, so people are really starting to see what's going on. This could be a continuation of what's happened on the 30th, going from the 30th to the 31st, because we have this 10 of Cups reversed and this 9 of Swords energy. These 2 days are going to be very tough days, you guys, but with them is going to come a release that needs to happen and wisdom that needs to be gained. I feel like this is going to be an incredibly powerful week, this coming week. I don't know why, but my gut is just, and you guys have seen, I've never done a reading, I've never pulled quite like this, like energy for each day. But I really felt, when I do a lot of my readings, I meditate before I do the readings and I just open myself up. And when I do my readings, I don't ask for like information. What I ask is to be a channel of the peace of the universe, giving peace. Make me a channel of your peace. And that's what I meditate on. And then I open myself up for this stuff to come through. So this was a spread, and this came through in meditation. It was just like, this is how we're going to do it. This is how you're going to lay it out. So this is why we're looking at it like this today. Okay, you guys, let's build this out a little bit more. I want to look at this What's the Vibe deck and pull a card for the vibe of each day of the week. I think that would be nice. Let's build it out a little bit more and see if we can get something more. So this is going to be the vibe. What's the vibe? What is the vibe for each day, next 7 days? What's the vibe? What is the vibe? Okay. So on Christmas Day, the vibe is psychopath, abusive, conniving, unpredictable. Boy, that nothing says Merry Christmas like a psychopath. I think this goes back to spending time with families, you guys. And unfortunately, in families, there's all kinds of energy. And I think that it's going to be tough. Anytime that you have to get, family together, it can be really rough. And I think it's important, to also remember that even, when we're spending time with family and we're trying to give our families grace and peace, it's also really important to set boundaries and to remember that if there's something happening and you're not down with it, you can set a boundary and say, this isn't okay with me, period. That's it. It's hard sometimes for family members to accept boundaries. I had to set boundaries with my parents and it went over like a lead balloon. But it's so important for us to be able to say, this is what I need. That makes me uncomfortable. I don't like that. I need you to not do this. Like, it's very important that we're able to verbalize what it is that we expect. Okay. So I think that this is a reminder, because, coming back to this, I was talking about being a gift to your family. But that's not talking about these people. All right. All right. Okay. Now the vibe for the 26th is healing. Okay. Healing, self-care, introspection, meditation. This was that day when things might get a little hot, when things might be a little rough. We have that 9 of Pentacles reversed, which is taking away our stability. It's that ego. We're going to feel extremes, but it's through those things that we can begin the healing process. Okay. Again, it goes back to talking about the release and what's going on in the earth and with people. Now we have the 27th, and the 27th is about karma. Okay, lessons learned. This is what's happening is karmic and needs to happen. This is the same day where we're having this resilience. So people might be having a hard day where they're feeling trapped, but understand that this is happening for a specific reason. This is a karmic cycle, and we have to trust that what happens this week is what needs to happen for the greater good. Moving on to the 28th, which was our day of realization about this Knight of Pentacles. We're going to learn something about this Knight of Pentacles, who I believe is Trump, established, settled, secure, wealthy. So there could be information that comes out that has to do with how he got established, about his finances, about his securities, okay? Perhaps business dealings. It's going to come out around wealth and money, I believe. Okay, then we have the 29th, which was our day of balance and introspection, going within. And the What's the Vibe card for this day is masculine energy. Okay, so this is a good day for you to be in your masculine energy. Now, that doesn't mean male. It means masculine energy. So perhaps you are being too much in your feminine energy and you need to find this balance. And the way that you're going to find this balance is by bringing in perhaps more of this masculine energy. The other thing is this could be the reverse. So you could have too much masculine energy and you need to make a shift and balance out the feminine energy. So whatever feels right to you, you know what you need, but just understand that there's an imbalance with your masculine and your feminine energy, okay? Now we have the 30th. This was our day of release. This was our 10 of Cups. This was the day that Gaia, Mother Earth, is going to have some kind of a release. 10 of Cups, this is the ripping apart of families, family disunion, and the vibe is toxic, drama, arguments, incompatible. This is going to be a very rough day, you guys. Be warned, the 30th is going to be it's going to be an emotional day. Now, we're coming back here to the 31st. Remember, this is our day of wisdom. And so through our grief, through our anxiety, through our pain, we are learning something. We're learning lessons. There's some truth that's coming out of it. We're discovering something, and the vibe is masked, hiding, concealing, deception. So I think what's going to happen is something is going to be unmasked, and we're going to learn about it. And it's going to cause these feelings. But again, it's something that needs to happen. It needs to happen so that we can begin to heal and move forward. I feel like all of these energies can pertain to what's going on around us in the world. I think that we're going to see perhaps things happening in the world that are a little bit chaotic and violent. But just understand that this is all part of the shift from the 3D to the 5D. And like I mention in my readings often, we determine, and I said it earlier in this reading actually, is that our outside is a direct reflection of our inside. Okay. So we choose the path we're on. So if the collective energy is this, we don't have to choose this. I mean, obviously, yes, there's some things that are going to happen, but we choose how we experience it. We choose how we react to it, and we choose our path. So you can choose a path that's a path of grace and a path of gentleness, where you still are going to experience what the collective is going to experience, but you're going to experience it from a much gentler place, from a place of love, from a place where you can help other people. If you're watching this video, if you're drawn to this video, then you clearly have the energy of being someone who is a helper. So this is a message to you all, that, hey, this is the time. I really feel like this week, the helpers, the healers, the light workers, the energy workers, we are the ones that are going to be needed this week. Very, very big time. So we need to get ourselves balanced, and we need to get ourselves straightened out. We need to get ourselves right, and we need to get ourselves prepared, because as these big things start to happen, and I feel like as we're moving into 2025, we are going to see some major events. I keep telling you guys, be prepared, have your supplies, make sure that you're ready. Just make sure that you're good. Don't freak out. Don't, do anything crazy, but just, have your food, have your water, have a first aid kit, have, a hand crank radio, have, if you can afford it, have a solar generator. Things like that, to prepare yourself just in case. And hopefully nothing ever happens. But if there's ever some type of an emergency or natural disaster, you're ahead of the game. Okay. I'm going to quit preaching at you guys. All right, you guys. I think I'm going to stop here. As a reminder, I have a membership. If you would like to join my membership, the link to join is in the description box down below. And what do my members get, my little besties? Well, they get access to member-only lives where I pull cards for you guys and answer your questions. They also get access to certain exclusive content and early release of some content. So there's a lot of really great perks to being a bestie, and it's 99 cents a month. So if you are interested in that, you can check that out in the description box down below. And if you are still with me and you have not yet given this video a thumbs up, please consider giving it a thumbs up if you liked it. I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate each and every one of you. And as we sign out here, if you are not subscribed and you would like to subscribe to my channel, click that little circle right there. Boop, boop, boop. All right, you guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.